you're on Twitter, unless you've been, living under a rock here over the past hour, we do have some major breaking news this morning. The Patriots have reportedly released quarterback Cam Newton, meaning like the Mac Jones era is here. It is beginning in New England. Kenny, let's start with you. You love the Patriots. What's your biggest takeaway from this news?
I actually do like the Patriots. I like them quite a bit. This is fantastic news for Patriots fans, for those trying to take Patriots in fantasy drafts. I think that what this means is, Mac Jones now has the job stress-free, doesn't have to worry about anyone breathing down his neck. There's going to be no more competition there. And it was a little bit of a surprise, I would say. I think that there were a lot of people out there thinking that Cam Newton could win this job. At the very least, was going to start the season with the job. But if you look at the way that he played in the preseason and all the reports coming out of camp, this shouldn't have been a shock. Everyone was saying that Mac Jones clearly had the leg up in the quarterback race. So good for Mac Jones. And I think, if you want to take Damian Harris now early in your fantasy drafts, even more of a reason to do that. I think that this should be a better offense with Mac Jones. And this is a team that last year probably could have made some noise if they had a competent quarterback. So I think that this could actually be a decent season for the New England Patriots, as long as Mac Jones doesn't stink like Cam Newton did last year.
Yeah, AJ, who benefits the most from this move, like fantasy-wise?
Well, I'll just start by agreeing with Kenny on one side of it. I don't think it's a surprise that Mac Jones won the job. I think the surprise here is that Cam Newton is completely out. I mean, I definitely expected him to maybe be the number 2 here. Do they really want to go into the season with Brian Hoyer as their backup if something happens to Mac Jones? That seems a little risky to me. I get what Kenny's saying about the breathing down your neck kind of thing, but ultimately I was surprised by the outright release. And then to Kenny's point, Damian Harris I think is the biggest beneficiary here in terms of getting more running opportunities and more touches here. And young quarterbacks tend to default a little bit to that check down option, so it could be some more backfield catches and targets in that sense. So I agree. I think Damian Harris, biggest DFS beneficiary here, outside of obviously Mac Jones.
Okay, what do you got here, Geoff? Bring us home.
Damian Harris, the biggest beneficiary by far. Cam Newton took 22 rushes inside the 5-yard line last year. The Patriots RBs as a group took 10 as a whole. Damian Harris is absolutely the biggest beneficiary. There's no doubt about it. But like Jonnu Smith, 8 touchdowns last year. All of a sudden, is he going to be the red zone target? Probably. I feel like that's why a big reason why the Patriots brought him in. Jacoby Myers in that Julian Edelman role. We've seen that role with Josh Daniels in the Patriots offense be absolutely big for PPR. Those guys could all of a sudden be fantasy relevant if Mac Jones can keep it together and just get off to a good start here. But Damian Harris, the clear winner with the Cam Newton news by far.